Windows Phone is going on 4 years old now, and it still never had a standout phone that shows it's a platform that can compete with the best Android and Apple have to offer. The Nokia Lumia 930 looks to be just that phone, with a higher spec sheet than ever before, the still great camera, and all the toys it can pack on board. And it's coming out of the gate cheaper than the competition. The first thing you'll notice about the Lumia 930 is the much improved screen. The AMOLED clear black technology is brilliant. Whether it's the deep blacks, rich contrast, or generally decent colour reproduction, the sheer quality of the display means the 930 offers a lovely viewing experience. The live tiles really stand out on the home screen, and combined with Nokia's love of colour, the whole effect is really quite nice. One of the key benefits of OLED technology is the fact that when a portion of the screen is black, it's completely switched off. This means that the disparity between bright white sections and darker ones is more apparent. The design of the Lumia 930 is an odd combination of great build quality and confusing extra weight and depth. The metal rim is attractive, and the rest is a pretty standard affair from Nokia, with a polycarbonate back well fitted into the chassis, making it feel a lot less cheap than it might do otherwise. Still, it's pretty chunky by today's standards, which is partly down to the inclusion of wireless charging. The more garish colour options definitely won't be to everyone's taste either, but this is very much Nokia's identity, one that asks its buyers to stand out from the crowd. Windows Phone 8.1 pushes the OS forward by a huge amount, introducing elements that really make it feel like Microsoft is trying to compete with Android and iOS. Action Center is something that was sorely needed, with a swipe from the top bringing the chance to toggle quick settings as well as view missed calls and messages. It's not as feature-rich as you'll find on Google's OS, but if you're coming to the Lumia 930 from an Android phone, you'll like the synergy. The rest of the OS is largely the same as before, and if you've used a Windows Phone handset in the past, you won't find a huge amount of difference. On the one hand, that's great as it provides consistency across the platform, but at the same time it hasn't changed dramatically in nearly 4 years and isn't as intuitive as the competition. The sensor on the Lumia 930 is similar to that on the 1520, which is a shame when we were hoping for something much more advanced. But don't let that put you off. It may not be in the same league as the 41 megapixel sensor on the 1020, but it's still very much one of the best on the market. It's powerful, reasonably quick, and allows you to do some good post-shot editing too. The 930 is up there with the best phones in terms of shutter speed, and Nokia has made the camera more efficient to use overall. The camera app itself is a bit confused though, although really we should be saying apps. There are a number on the Lumia 930, and not including lenses, that do the same thing, which is sure to confuse new users. Windows Phone is one of the better OSs when it comes to battery life, but with a quad-core CPU and 5-inch Full HD screen on board, the Lumia 930 is a more power-hungry device. The good news is that it will generally last 24 hours before needing to be recharged. The phone did need a few days to bed in, but after that we were seeing 40% charge left by the end of the day. Still, video playback was only okay, draining 24% over a 90-minute period in our tests, behind the Lumia 1520, Xperia Z2 and iPhone 5S in terms of performance. But let's not forget a couple of the awesome bits here though, the fact wireless charging is built in, and the battery saver mode. While it takes a little longer to charge wirelessly compared to plugging it into the wall, overall wireless charging is a big win. Battery saver is also a welcome addition, if not quite as advanced as the more extreme modes found on competitive phones. The Nokia Lumia 930 is a really great device that's hampered by a few issues, keeping it from being a truly standout handset. It's certainly the best Windows Phone yet. The build quality is excellent and iconic, the camera is powerful, we love wireless charging, and the fact that the base model comes with 32GB of storage. But Windows Phone is still lacking enough so we can't recommend it over its rivals. It's becoming dated despite the refresh, and Microsoft needs to rectify this quickly to make sure it keeps up with the pack. Then there's the long-standing apps issue. Even though Microsoft has come a long way in the last couple of years, applications still feel like much poorer cousins compared to their Android and iOS counterparts. The Nokia Lumia 930 is the best Windows Phone yet, but there's still a lot of work to be done on Windows Phone itself to take it to anything like a strong market share.